proximity, and in particular the sort of the social character and the socially organised character of that compulsion is particularly significant.
Starting point to the arrival point. And here you have an example of what I see.
I'm going to present the work Brain Activity and Presence, a preliminary study in different immersive conditions, using a new technique in this field, which is transcranial.
We begin by talking about in this paper is the paradox. There's a strange paradox with presence. Ever since we first thought about presence, we've been thinking about presence as technological sophistication. The greater the technological
They assume this procedure to require very little attention and effort to operate, and they
This panel is basically in support of this road mapping activity and the inputs that we get from the panel and the discussion, if there is, which can also be followed up in the HPIT website. We'll follow up the discussion there. Will be used to feed back to the Commission.
Research can bring us new knowledge about how the brain works and how our visual perceptual system is involved inside the virtual environment. So I think that this is very interesting, especially at the level of the interface. And that
this is no longer science fiction, nor industry hype, but is based on solid technological advances and existing protocols.
Thanks very much, Giulio. Okay, we can move to the first slide where I talk about what is social presence. Thank you. Okay, now...
Recognisably the same, so they're persistent. So just as you recognise your friend when they're on the phone or your friend when they're face-to-face, we want companions to be recognisable across different media and across different devices, across different domains.
More conceptual depth into the system and try to have people less attentive to just the surface and the stage around. And I think we need to work with these balances, we as engineers. That the cues about remote others and remote spaces were in the city wall experiment. So if performance and co-experience and co-located experience of things could be an important factor of configurations in the future, how do we take that into account in building and evaluating?
So what diagram, like you have an example here, which points the level to which on a specific pillar, in order, on each specific pillar, in order to be able to tend to optimize. So anyway, you can find the short paper associated to my poster on page 246.
We wanted to understand better the relation between users and their personal blog. The blog is fully linked to the concept of social presence. Users feel to be there in the virtual environment.
Creation of e-learning efforts using text-based tools, it is argued that students are not developing the desired level of learning, nor are they developing the desired social skills.
Then speeds, accelerations, breakings, and trajectories on roads were recorded to describe completely driver's behavior in the immersive environment.
We tested a mirrored horizontal display, a virtual reality system for displaying correctly positioned virtual arms. These virtual arms.
Hi, my name is Thies Pfeiffer. I'm from Bielefeld University in Germany. And I want to ask you a question. Are you aware that you're actually keeping a kind of public, some of you, like social distance to me? That's the kind of thing that happens all day long.
There is not a consensus on the definitions of presence. Techniques to measure presence are have been singled out.
Gain simulation and training, and as well as augmented reality devices like Google's for giving you superimposed information about what is around.
Come back a little bit to the past, but the real present that is happening now about how...
I'm teaching virtual reality, bachelor, master, and both profiles are either engineers or potential
person
user.
play the game remotely, so we change the representation. Does it affect the interaction? People were actually in space. Setup was always, from the amount of people, the same. It was always 4 against 4, playing for 2 minutes.
Out of fear.